Okay, so the shape file is made up of the DBF file, which is a database file, the PRJ file, which is a projection file, which contains the coordinate system. Then we have the shape file, the SHX file, and we have the SHP file. Okay, so these two files look similar, but what we really want to drag is the shape file. Are you okay? So the shape source. So let's right click it, the file, and then go for properties. So right click on the AutoCAD shape source and then go to properties. You see that it has an extension of .shp, AutoCAD shape source for me. I don't know about yours, what you are getting over there. You right click the AutoCAD compile something. You right click that, go for properties. You see AutoCAD compiled shape, which is actually .shx. So we are not interested in the .shx, we are interested in the SHP. But the SHX, the PRJ file, the DBF file all work together for us to see the African map in the QGIS software. So we are going to drag it. So let's drag the AutoCAD shape source. So resize the Explorer and shift it so that you can see the QGIS interface. Click on the African shape file and then drag it onto the QGIS, and then it will just go and overlay it. Okay, so now in the chart area, I don't know what to type now. Step number 13, I don't even know. So inspect.
Please type again.
Shape file. Okay, I'm typing it. Extract the shape file and inspect. Extract and inspect the shape file. Okay, so this is the Africa shape file. Okay, now 14. Look for the AutoCAD shape source file. So the file extension is .shp. Okay, 15. Click and drag the shape file, that particular file, which is the AutoCAD shape source file. Click and drag. Okay, the shape source, that is the .shp, onto the QGIS layers panel. Okay, see if you understand it now. You are asking a question, but see if you understand it now. From what I've typed in the chat area, check if you understand it now. So you click on the SHP, the file with the extension SHP, click and hold it, drag it into the layers panel. That's one way of adding a file into QGIS. Another way of doing that, so I'm going to show you what happened. So you get this scenario. Okay. Another way of doing this is not dragging it. So I'm going to delete, I'm going to remove it. Or you go to layer, add vector layer.
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry. So I said that there are two ways of adding the shapefile or vector data. You can either drag the shapefile, AutoCAD shape source, into the QGIS interface, graphical user interface, or you can simply, go to layer menu, add layer, add vector layer. Then in your shape source, you simply browse for the shapefile that you are looking for. Okay, so in this case, I go to downloads, then I look for the African something folder, AFR folder. Then I look for the AutoCAD shape source, open. Then I simply add. So there are two different ways of adding. So as you can see, I still get the overlay. Now, something interesting is happening. If you look at it carefully, you see that we were working on West Africa, and all of a sudden, the African map has come to fit right into our West African data sets, as if it knew where it was. Okay, so it's no magic. Okay, it's happening because we've actually given this image, which was sent through WhatsApp, okay, some coordinates. The layer we've brought in contains a coordinate system, which is also geographical, which is like WGS84, longitude and latitude. So the numbers are agreeing. So Ghana is having these 0 latitude, 5 degrees latitude, 0 longitude, and in both data sets. So naturally, the two have to now be at the same place. So you have the overlay. Are you okay? So this is how you combine different data sets. You combine the different data sets and you carry out overlay operations simply because you have the same coordinate reference systems, because you have separate coordinate systems. Okay, now the layer we are using is actually a georeference layer. That is why we can have this overlay. If it was not georeference, you couldn't have this overlay. Okay, now a few things you can do. You can click on a layer and drag it, and then it goes on top. Okay, like so. Okay, another thing you can do is to right-click it, right-click the African layer, and then click on Open Attribute Table. So in the Layers panel, right-click, the Africa layer, and select Open Attributes Table. Okay, so right-click it, and then just go to Open Attribute Table, and then you see a table, and that table is telling you something. Okay, when you do this with the image that we referenced, you won't see this table. When you do it with the African vector data set, you will see this table. Simple explanation is this, that the African vector data set is actually a vector data set, and a vector data set stores data in a tabular manner, whilst the raster data set only keeps pixel, that's all, and then one single value. Okay, and that value is the color. It's normally a color value. Is okay. So basically, what we are going to do is that we're just going to
Hello, sir.
Okay, sorry guys, sorry guys. Okay, so if you did 17, yeah, if you did step 17, you will be looking at the attribute table. And in the attribute table, I said, I want you to select the first record. So the first record is Sudan. And when you select Sudan and you go back to your QGIS interface, you realize that Sudan as a country has been selected and highlighted. Is that okay? Wait, we are going to do the reverse. The reverse is to select a country and then see if that record has been selected. So let's go and look for the select tool. So the toolbar, in these toolbars, we have select tools. So this is a select tool. If you can see my arrow, I'm just going to select a country. Should I select Ghana? Let's select Ghana. We are in Ghana, so let's select Ghana so that you all know that it's Ghana that we are selecting. Open attribute table, and then we are going to, it's already at the top. It will be saying that we are actually selected. We have filtered in 59, we selected one. Okay, great. So now where is the selection? We just come to the bottom here. In this particular case, yes. Okay, so I was saying that the internet is not stable, guys. Bear with me. I was saying that we are going to do the reverse. We've selected Ghana. Okay, so let me go back and select again. Let me close. So to select any country, you just use the select tool, which is this one, and you click it once, then the color changes. Right click the layer of interest, go to open attribute table, and then you see that it's telling you that you've selected one, which means that you could have selected more. But for now, let's look for this selected one. Come to the bottom here. Okay, so it's saying we selected one. Come to the bottom left, you see show all selected features. Then you see show selected features. You see that Ghana is the one that is selected.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes. I will just keep saying yes. So Ghana, Africa, GHA, GH, you know, you're about to land your airplane and you're so sure. And you're not landing into the middle of the sea. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so carrying on, we have Ghana selected. Okay, in the table. Are you okay? So these are interesting, you know, show these features visible on the map. That's also interesting. So every feature we are seeing here is visible on the map, you know. I don't know, but it's possible that this is true. Okay. All right, so let's see, let's go back to the map. I've selected everything. Okay, let's do it again. Show features visible on the map. Let me just do this. Let me pan and see if it's only features which are visible that I can be seen. Obviously, every feature was selected. It's okay. But the essence of this overlay, so this is the overlay. We have two layers. One is vector, one is raster. They are nicely overlaid. Okay, so I'm going to just unselect them, deselect them. Okay. Unselect, select. Okay, actually correct. One more day. And then that's
why is on select?
You click anywhere, just click anywhere. Select, you just select anywhere else. It's your own select to deselect. Are you okay? Like so, yeah? Are you happy? You ask the question, when you ask him, he won't mind it. Anyway, so this is basically georeferencing. We have a georeferenced image and we have been able to overlay a vector data set. Is that okay? So next time we meet again, we will carry on with another tutorial, okay? But maybe, I don't know if there's something else that we can even learn from this. Properties, let's go to properties and see a few things. I mean, these are basic things that everyone should know. Go to properties, right click the layer and select properties. Right click the layer, select properties. And then you see that the information link on the left hand side from the panel, there's an information tab there, button that is selected by default. I don't know for you. It gives us information about the layer that we have just right clicked. Okay. So this is it. Okay. Layer properties. It's very important. It helps you to know the kind of layer you're working with. Here, some of the things we can see here is the type of file that we have. We have an ESRI shape file. The size of the file is 22.86. The name of the file is AFR 2014-2013. We have last modified, etc. We have something on the coordinate reference system. It's actually WGS 84. The unit is geographic. The method is longitude and latitude. You just saw that, isn't it? Then the celestial body is the Earth, so it could have been the moon. Okay, this is very interesting, isn't it? We are working on the Earth right now, so we can go to the moon and go and construct some tunnels there. Okay, and then we wouldn't need to use this coordinate system. The coordinate system with the moon will be the same as the Earth. Okay, and in fact, I've seen the coordinate system like some longitude and latitude on the moon. When you go to Google Earth, you can see that. We can go down and see a few things. That basically, this is one of the interesting things you see. The fields, if you scroll down at the information, you see the fields. Okay, so they are field names. Okay, ADM02, the type stores integers, stores strings. So they are with ADM0 code field, stores numbers. ADMO name store strings like tests. Are you okay? Then we have real is real numbers. Are you okay? When we want to store something like FAO statistics, okay, so that's a real number, depends on what you're trying to do, right? And so on. Let's go to source. So under source, we have a similar thing, coordinate reference system, symbology. Let's go to symbology. Symbology means we can change this, how the colors. Are you okay? Colors. Colors are symbols, lines, polygons. These are symbols. You can have point symbols. Okay, so you can just change the color to a color of interest, and we simply apply. So you see that the African map is now showing a different color. Now it's showing color blue. Okay. And then we can come back and do more changes. We can decide that we want to do hatched color, apply. The whole thing is hatched now. Okay, so this is later for presentation if you like. Things with symbology has got to do with how we want it to appear. All right, they are not necessarily GIS. This is more cartographic, so don't worry about it. So we have the same thing with labels. That's also more cartographic. So most of the things that happen in layer panels has to do with the layer cartography. You can actually label it, give it labels, okay, so that you can see the African the name of the continents appearing, okay, etc. And then the interesting thing is that our layer that we have to reference could have more information that we can now digitize, okay, and then relate to the overlaid layer. So when we meet again, that's what we do. We will look at digitization, on-screen digitizing. Is that okay? So read about it. I'm hoping to put more assignment on the lemmas for you. I'll plan our tutorial, let you know exactly what, but basically next week we'll do on-screen digitizing, and then we'll see what more we can do as we move on. So all the best. Take care. And see you soon.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you save your work. Okay, so if we're following, go to projects. Let's end it this way. Go to projects, save as, and then the folder where you're working, go to that folder, browse to that folder, and then give it a name. You can call it CVE, I don't know, 403 GIS. Save it so that you can come back to it. Is that okay? And then you close it nicely. Save. You said you want to save the current project, save. I want to save it. Okay. So all the best. Take care of yourself, and like I said, to be continued.